All righty, welcome back here at Toyota of Hollywood. We thank you waiting patiently out there as always. Appreciate your support. Bill and I always appreciate it. All the folks that are putting in a lot of work to make this happen every single day, which it ain't by myself. That's for damn sure. There's a lot of people putting this together every single day. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till about 3 o'clock, I think, or somewhere around there. We'll be able to take you till. We will take a little bit of your questions and comments here on the show if you want to get in. Let's see what we have here on the accidentlawfirm.com text line first and foremost. Dan Big O, glad I found you again. Currently live streaming on YouTube channel, and I already subscribed to the podcast. I miss hearing you, bro. I used to live down in Miami and moved to D.C. to be a cop. You are the best, bro. I'll be listening all the time now. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you listening and supporting and spread the word. It's very kind of you, man. I am flattered with all of you out there that are, tuning in every day, supporting, downloading every day. Our download numbers are absolutely through the roof. Once again, we are taking every month. It just becomes a bigger and bigger thing, and we're really proud of it, and we're happy with all of this. And obviously, our sponsors are stepping up, and hopefully, we'll be adding more so we can grow a little bit more and give you guys, more coverage. Unfortunately, you got to have some money in order to do all this kind of stuff and cover and hire more people, because there's no way I could never do this by myself. Okay, never. I mean, Bill knows it. Like whenever he even slips and says, you or me, whatever, I always say we, because it's a lot of people, man, to make this happen. It takes all of you out there listening. It takes all of our sponsors. And it takes several people to put the show together every single day. Not just Bill and John Cassio and myself, but, we're getting help from others and everything. So it's not an easy thing. So every time I get, and that's the other thing that we're getting, is we're getting a lot of people that are, just running into us for the first time again, because obviously we're not on traditional radio now. We're on every day. But it's in a different way. The good thing is people have smartphones and smart cars and smart TVs and computers, so we're accessible every single day to people one way or another, whether it's live or on demand. And yes, we are still working on a listen live button. We're all working on that. Doesn't look that Flores has any clout with assistant coaches around the NFL. Old Fart Gailey, a high school coach, and a DL coach from Illinois. Either Flores is a mad genius and so much smarter than everyone else, or what you said, first-time coaches is happening. There's some of that. There's no doubt that as a first-time coach, and remember, here's a guy that was in the same organization for 15 years. That's why he was able to bring a couple of guys with him from New England and got rid of one of the two guys that he brought from New England. And this is part of getting a young coach that's unproven. They don't have those kind of connections around the league. Now, there are some young coaches that they have bounced around a little bit. And, not young like in 32, 34. I'm talking about, a guy that's in his 40s and has had several, assistant coaching jobs all over. That kind of guy, it's funny because fans will tell you, well, this guy's had 8 jobs. He must be terrible. No, he's actually good. That's why he's had 8 jobs. Because people keep hiring you because you obviously can do the job, whether things have gone well or not with you, whatever. And it's actually a badge of honor if you've had multiple jobs and you've been around. Because that means people will give you an opportunity because they know that you can do the job. And while you're doing it, you're getting a lot of experience. You're meeting different people. You're making different connections. But if you're in the same organization, i.e. Joe Philbin or Flores, this is a hurdle that you've got to deal with. You first have to show people around the league that you're competent. After they figure out you're competent, then the people that don't know you are willing to commit to you. Obviously, the few people you do know, they're going to commit and they're going to go with you because it's an opportunity for them too. But you've got to kind of earn that. And I think Flores earned some of it this year by winning 5 games with absolutely nothing. So in a way, yeah, maybe he is a magician. But this is part of it. Hey, listen, who's the established coach that you were going to get to take over and has a staff? You know what I mean? You already had your coach in place. Ron Rivera became that guy this year. Not last year, this year. You already had Flores in place. The good thing is that we didn't know what Flores was going to be leading into last year. You got to feel better about him now. But for those of you that are thinking like that gentleman there, that, oh, man, you know, he's barely known. Well, okay, he didn't bounce around a lot. Next time, the guy that bounces around, don't pick on him. He's bouncing around for a reason, okay? If you keep getting hired, it's because people know you can do the job. Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. It is what it is. What are you going to do? Let's see. His mistake was the milk. He should have intermixed small quantities, salt items, like a half a strip of bacon, which would have offset the waffle sweetness and density. Bill in Simi Valley, a.k.a. Mr. Science. Holy crap, Bill. Is any of that true? Because Lord knows I'm not smart enough to know if that's true or not. Okay? I'm not. So, Bill, you're way smarter than I am already as it is. I have no idea. All I know is, okay, if I was stuck at Waffle House with the Waffle House Challenge, I don't think I can eat more than 2 waffles. I just have a hard time. You know what it is? That you would have to eat 20 waffles so you can get out of there in 4 hours? And can you eat 20 waffles in 4 hours? No. I mean, the man ate 12 waffles in 12 hours. So he only stayed half a day. There is no way I could eat 12 waffles. I don't know if I could eat 12 waffles in 2 days. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can't eat 12 waffles. I probably would throw up. Yeah. But Bill in Simi Valley, dude, that is strong on your part. You know what, Bill? You're going to Vegas. You and I are going to go have breakfast, and we're going to test it out. Listening to Omar this morning, seems he still doesn't get the direction the Dolphins are headed in. I did not hear the segment with Omar. I guess he was on, with Joe? Don't know. And listen, hey, man, it's sports. We all have different opinions. That's all. I'm still not buying any of the Tannehill crap that some of you out there are buying. We're all different. We all see it differently. That's all. And I think like this week will come to a head everything that he is and has been and always will be in my eyes. So we'll see, but that's sports. The beauty's in the eye. And hey, listen, maybe Omar's right. And maybe I'm right. I don't know. We'll find out. I think I nailed it when I told you from the get-go they weren't tanking. They're building through youth, which, yeah, means you're going to lose because you're building through inexperience. But this was their way of filtering as many guys in and out to assess talent and find out what they can and cannot keep, which I thought was genius. So we're all going to look at it differently. That's just the way it is. And there are still people out there that are convinced it's tanking. That's all. But that's normal, man. That's sports. Okay, I have many podcasts I listen to. Locked on Dolphins, WFAN New York, Move the Sticks, and Hockman and Crowder, and many, many more. And they're all good. I will try doing what you suggest. FYI, intro is fine. Podcast replay is brought to you by, and so on and so forth. Okay, I guess he's been having issues. I don't know. I tried it yesterday's podcast and the day before and sounded fine. And it's not going to sound perfect at times, but it sounded like you can hear it and understand it perfectly. So I'm sorry about that, and I appreciate your patience. Steve D'Onofrio Jr. says, who would you put your money on as being the Dolphins' 2021 starter? Fins up. Steve, man, 2021 starter, bro? I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Do they draft Tua? Do they draft two guys? Do they not draft anybody and it's only Rosen and Fitz? They're holding out for next year to make a move or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't. I wouldn't put money on that. That's crazy. I don't know. I have no idea who's going to be the 2021 starter. You're asking me something that I cannot answer. Ty from the Bronx, Big O. Guess who CBS Sports Net draft board has the Dolphins taking at number 5? You guessed it, Jordan Love. I would not take Jordan Love that early. I like Jordan Love, maybe late first. I got to see him in the Senior Bowl because I've watched the kid and, I like a lot of the things about him, but he's a project. I'm not taking project. I said this about Ryan Tannehill. I'm not taking a project top 10. I can't. If I take a guy in the top 10, it's because I'm convinced he's a franchise quarterback. If I'm not convinced, then that means you got some holes in your game. And are you sure that he's going to lock down his decision-making and that he won't turn over the ball and force the issue? Are you sure he will nail down accuracy all the time? This is, there are things about his game that he does have some holes in it. And that's where, you gotta assess it and say, top 5? Burrow or Tua, top 5? And I'm saying a healthy Tua. Okay, because I've told you guys this. I'm not taking Tua at 5. Injured, I am not. Okay? I have a hard time taking him at 5 uninjured, like no hip injury, because he's injury prone as it is. With the hip injury, I have a problem, but I've told you guys 1,000 times over and over and over again. If they do take him at 5, I understand why you're risking it, and because you have all those picks, be smart and take another quarterback. That's what I would do if I'm taking 2 at 5. Okay? If you force me that I got to take 2 at 5, then I'll tell you, okay, I'll take him at 5, but I'm going to take another quarterback in the second or third rounds. Guaranteed. Don't know who, but I'll take another guy. That's what I would do. The Colts are all over him at 14 and rising fast, and the Chargers love Herbert. We'll find out. I don't know if that's true or not, and that's a lot of hot air and all. You know how many of those stories are wrong? How about 99% of them? Okay?
Like, along those lines, it would be a great idea, to get insight from other teams. Are there, spies, within the, trying to find out what other people's draft maneuvering is, what their plan of thought is?
Outside of the Patriots, I don't know if anybody else does. I have no idea, dude. I don't know if they go that far, but I'm sure they
Because, us sitting at 5 and knowing, okay, we could actually trade out of that spot and we're going to get everybody we want and get more picks, you know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be some really good inside information to have.
Yes. And I'm sure people will try to do stuff, but I don't know if they are or not. Okay? That's
the only culprits you would put up to that would be the Patriots.
Well, I mean, we have to put up the Patriots for anything, right? With the Patriots, anything is possible. Anything. Did you guys see the story on John Beeline? How about that one? That's a screwed up story, man. And in a way, it's a story that I got to tell you, it puts the coach in a terrible position. You could say that he made a legitimate mistake. But if you're the person on the other end of it, you are viewing things through your glasses. And in your world, it means different. And for those of you that don't know, John Beilein is the former Michigan coach. He's 66 years old. He took a job with the Cavaliers, left Michigan, which by now Michigan is like, all right, well, we got rid of the old guy. We got the young guy in Juwan Howard, and we're doing good. They made the right move overall. Beilein's a good coach, but he has had trouble adjusting to the NBA. Okay? So in a film session on Wednesday, the first-year coach tried to pay his team a compliment by saying they were no longer playing like thugs. Later that night, he contacted players saying he meant to say slugs. Beilein had been wrapping up what had been an off-day film session in Detroit, and a hush fell over the room when his players and staff heard the words come out of his mouth. The Cavalier players left the room initially stunned and were increasingly disturbed as they dispersed out of the meeting, league sources say. I didn't realize that I had said the word thugs, but my staff told me later I did, and so I must have said it, Beilein told the ESPN on Wednesday night. I meant to say slugs, as in slow moving. We weren't playing hard before. Now we're playing harder. I meant it as a compliment. That's what I was trying to say. I've already talked to 8 of my players tonight, and they're telling me that they understand. Now, the article goes on to say this is an obvious, massive difference between thugs and slugs. The word thug carries a lot of heft and ugly racial connotations when said to a room of mostly young African-American men, which is true. Because of that, it's tougher to brush this off as a simple slip of the tongue. Why? Because it's, is it a Freudian slip like? Because this is what you really mean, this is what you really think of us, that kind of stuff. Was this a one-time fluke thing, or is there a little more to this? And will other stories leak out in the coming days? The Cavaliers have been playing defense like slugs in recent weeks. Beilein left the University of Michigan at age 66 to take over the Cavs job, signing a 5-year contract. Veterans who could be traded, young players like Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson could be traded, young players in need of development like Colin Sexton or Darius Garland. It's not easy. It's not an easy team to coach, but the roster has not responded to Beilein, and he is not connected with his players. And what we end up is with things like Love acting out. Will this threaten Beilein's job? Maybe. Things certainly are at a crossroads midway through the first season. Now it says if this proves to be a pattern, and then yes, he's gone. If the players don't buy into Beilein's slug reasoning as he loses the locker room or loses more, if possible, then yes, this could spiral into something uglier. The Cavs have lost 5 in a row. They're 10-27. I don't know how much more you measure sluggery. Seriously. I don't know. So this could be something that ends up on the thug side, but it's really all about slugs because they suck. You know what I mean? And you can tell me whatever you want about Kevin Love, that I know he gets his stats like Whiteside, but they're not winning stats. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he was ever an impactful, he made Minnesota matter. You know what I mean? Like whenever they got into the playoffs, I don't even know how many times they got into the playoffs with Love. It's not like they were doing anything in the playoffs. It's not like Love was this stud or something like that. Like Giannis is a stud because he doesn't have anybody else on that team that's a star, and yet he elevates everybody. So I just, you look at this situation with Beilein, and look, if you're black and you hear that word, it's only human nature, okay, that those players think the worst of Beilein at the moment. They don't know him, dude. They just met him a couple of months ago. He just became their coach. He could be just some phony dude that, does his job but might hate a lot of the people he works with. And then again, He might be one of the most decent human beings in the world. But the thing about this situation is you are handed a bad team. You have never coached in the NBA. You're a college coach. You're used to dealing with kids. Now you're dealing with grown-ass men that are getting paid as much or more than you. Okay? They don't have to buy into you. They're still going to have a job next year. Their money's guaranteed. Your job is not guaranteed. Your money might be, but your job isn't. See, the player is guaranteed. He might get traded to somewhere else, but he's going to play somewhere else and he's going to get paid. The coach could be out and not coaching. Yeah, you get the rest of your salary and all that, but you're out of coaching. You have failed, whereas the player gets a new start in another team, a fresh start. Doesn't affect him nearly as much. And that's where this situation, wow. It's a bad team already. You're supposed to elevate a bad team. You know how difficult it is to elevate a bad team, especially with a bad owner, which is what the Cavs have? Think about that. And now you have had this Freudian slip, and you said something that the people you coach may think you are just flat out racist. And by the way, is it not possible? Yeah, it's possible. I'm not saying it's fact, because that would be unfair to John Beeline. I don't know the guy. But in this situation, all I can say is he has put himself in an impossible spot because he doesn't have a good team. And when they say, well, he's lost the team. What do you mean he's lost? I just told you they've lost 5 in a row, and they're 10-27. What's there to lose? You're on pace to win about 20 games in the year. You're not good, dude. You suck. Is that Beeline's fault? Do you have a team that's supposed to be a playoff caliber team? No. Weird, man. Weird. I don't know. You guys tell me when you read that story, what kind of slip is that? And again, if you're not black, don't assume or don't think or just say, that shouldn't bother you. Okay? It's a bunch of crap. If you're black and they call you a thug, you know, there's a connotation to that. And listen, maybe you just mean something that's not racial. Because sometimes people are thugs. No matter the color or the human being or the sex or anything like that. Plenty of people, do thuggery things all the time. But in this case, in that situation, in that room, and then the fact that you didn't, here's the other thing that kind of runs into it. You didn't pick up on what you said. So then the person that you said it, or the people you said it to, it's like he didn't even notice it either. So is it human nature for him? Is it normal for him to talk like that when he's not around us? Is that how he's talking, that when he said it? Because if you noticed that you said it, you would apologize and correct yourself right away. I mean, I meant slugs, because you guys have been playing like slugs, And, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I meant slugs. Like right there, you catch yourself. You didn't catch yourself. Okay, again, maybe not a big thing to you, but to a black athlete, yeah, it's a big thing, and you then start to question: does this man have the best interest in for me? Does he like me? Does he trust me? Does he really want me to succeed? Is this man racist? I mean, you never want to work with somebody that's racist, right? I mean, that's a disgusting thing that you don't want to even be tied to. I feel bad for John Beeline because I don't know him as a human being. He might be a phenomenal human being. He is going to get the short end of the stick on this one. He will not get the benefit of the doubt, and this will probably cost his job because you're not going to get the results that will save your job because you don't have the resources to save your job now. Because as the article says, well, if the team responds, they're already in a 5-game losing streak. They've only won 10 games. They haven't responded anyway. What are we expecting here? It's so silly. It really is. All right, let me tell you about Caneswear. Oh, we love talking about Brett and all the great people at Caneswear. Every Tuesday, by the way, we have our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. And go visit them at 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Brett and all the great people will take care of you. Caneswear, Miami Fanwear, that's the spot where fans like me shop. All right, we are back here at Toyota of Hollywood, the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast, now 6 years in a row. Come on out. We're here every Thursday, 11 to 3, in this 400-square-foot state-of-the-art facility that's got so many beautiful cars. In fact, Supras galore, man. I don't think anybody has a larger selection of Supras. See, you might go to another dealership, and they got one maybe, if they're lucky. That's the one you got to settle for? No, you want to come over here where they've got several different colors. There you go. No, I want a white one. I want a red one. I want a black one. There you go. Come on out here to Toyota of Hollywood, man.
It looks like a little army of Supras.
Yes.
It's
yes.
awesome.
It's awesome, man. It is. You are so right about that. All right, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. You can chime in on the YouTube chat board also. Another way to chime in on the show. I was talking a little bit about music and some of the bands that were touring in 2020. Bill, did you see the story with David Lee Roth? Because David Lee Roth has got he's doing a residency in Las Vegas.
Who gave him a residency?
That's yeah. I think it's. I want to say it's House of Blues. I gotta.
Do they are they hard of hearing?
You know what? You know what? I didn't. Actually, I don't know. Let's see. Where is the residency? I think it's House of Blues. I got to check it out. That's the only thing I did not see in this article. But anyway, David kicked off his Vegas residency on Wednesday night. Last night was his first. He did a 15-song set. 10 of them are Van Halen classics. He's 65 years old. He is at the House of Blues. I was right. His lead guitarist is Al Estrada from the Van Halen tribute band Eruption. Rhythm guitarist Frankie Lindry. Bass guitarist Ryan Wheeler. Keyboardist Danny Wagner. And drummer Mike Musselman. By the way, am I right? Greta Van Fleet isn't the drummer also named Danny Wagner? I got to look it up. I know it's Danny because he's the only one that's not a Kizka. I got to look that up. 2 Danny Wagners. Wow. Anyway, here's the set list. You Really Got Me, Big Train, Unchained, Just Like Paradise, Atomic Punk, Dance the Night Away, Mean Street, California Girl, Tobacco Road, Jamie's Crying, Beautiful Girls, Panama, Ain't Talking About Love, Just a Gigolo. And then he closes out with Jump. Now, I've been warning you folks out there for a couple of years now that when you go out to go see Van Halen, which you won't see anymore because Eddie apparently is doing not well, unfortunately. And David now is kind of the only thing you got left to carry kind of the Van Halen torch. But one of the reasons, the last couple of tours that I've gone to Halen, I go more to see Eddie than anything else. Because David, well, you know what? Let me just let you hear it, okay? Here is David Lee Roth singing a little Unchained from Van Halen, okay? Go ahead there, Bill. Play a little Unchained. gets worse. All right. So
Dave doesn't even know the words to his own song.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't sing. He can't sing them anymore, so he kind of talks it. He can't go anywhere in the register. He can't go high or at all. He just has no voice. The amazing part to me. Oh, by the way, the harmony sounded good. The guys in the background actually did a really nice job overall. That was the best part of that song right there, was the harmonies from the rest of the band. So at least he got guys that could actually sing the backgrounds, which was always one of the elite things. I mean, Van Halen did a lot of elite things, but when it came to harmonies and rock or metal bands, there weren't better harmonies than Van Halen. Van Halen was top 5 all time in rock band harmonies. I'm telling you, that is, for me, I don't know if you can give me 5 more to knock them down to 6. Seriously. Okay, that's how good they sounded, the harmonies from the guys.
The last time we saw them, wasn't it at Coral Sky?
Yeah, with Wolfie. Yeah.
And the band
Yeah,
took over the lead vocal.
Yes. Yeah.
It did.
Yes.
An admirable job.
Yes.
David was talking.
He's terrible. He's terrible. So
now he's got a backup band,
right,
to do this for him.
Right, to do it for him. But again, that's, some of these guys are hanging on just way too long, and that's the question is now, is Brady going to hang on too long? Right. Well, David's been hanging on for years. Okay?
You know what really sucks though? The playlist is awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome because
absolutely,
because
you would
he
want
has his
this.
Right. He has his own songs that are actually really cool. You got Just Like Paradise, which is a really groovy song, Just Like Paradise, from back in the day. Man, he had several songs from his solo stuff that were good. Give me a little Just Like Paradise. Listen to his voice here. She got the stereo, the big guitar, it's all right. Help me now. Yeah, a lot of help. Got the itch and a restless soul. Go with the ride, go for broke tonight. Now, wow, show it up. It gets to the point where it's embarrassing. Okay. I mean, come on, dude. Just don't. Now, here's the thing. Why would you pay to see David Lee Roth? I understand, because I do it for Van Halen, because I want to see Eddie jam. All right, I'm a fan of great musicians too. So watching Eddie do his thing, I can do that. I can go to a concert where if you're just going to jam, I'm good with that. I mean, when you go to an Yngwie Malmsteen concert, you're not really going for the vocals. You're going to watch Yngwie jam, right? Just like Primus. You go see Primus, it's not because, Les Claypool's got a hell of a voice. He's got a decent voice, but you're not going to see Les Claypool sing. You're going to see Les Claypool, hey, one of the greatest bassists of all time. That's what you're going to go watch. A guy that is just so freakish on the bass. Nobody does what he does. His style is on his own. That's one thing. When you walk away from a Les Claypool concert, you're like, okay, nobody plays bass like that, dude. That there's only one guy. I mean, we are talking about the guy that when he tried out for Metallica. Do you know this story?
No, I do not.
Les Claypool tried out for Metallica. When he was done, they told him, Les, you're really good. The problem is you're too good. You'll take away from the rest of us. We can't have you in the band. Okay? That's Les Claypool. They told no.
He was actually told that?
Yeah, like you would take away from our guitars because he's a lead guitarist with a bass.
Yeah.
Like, if you go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, okay, what stands out is Flea's bass, not the guitar. Flea's bass is the lead of the Chili Peppers. Go watch it. Go to a concert. You'll see the bass will stand out more than the guitar. Because Flea is, a beast.
Let me just say, because of your Maiden and, of course, Steve Harris.
But different.
For you to be mentioning and putting
yeah.
It's
right up there, bro. It's right up there.
That's pretty good paying homage on your part.
You got to give credit where credit is due when you deserve it. And you need to go see Les Claypool live.
I can't imagine going.
I flew to Red Rocks to go see him.
Yeah, you did.
With Mastodon.
Yep.
And Mastodon's really good. I became a Mastodon fan that day, and I had no idea who they were.
Right.
When you watch him for 2 hours just shred, you're like, holy crap, nobody does this. I mean, Metallica said, yo, dude, oh, wow.
For Metallica to say you are too good for us.
Dude.
That's, You go to an audition, you're all excited, I'm going to get, okay, and sorry, you're too good. Like, what, I should have screwed up a little bit, I guess, huh?
Yep. Dougie Fresh says, Big O, that song sounds like a chupacabra lost a Waffle House challenge, then it got caught in a bear trap, and they gave it a mic. That's a good one. I like that, dude. NorCal says, Big O, don't torture us with old Dave. Love this song, but that hurt just like Paradise. LOL. I'm with you, brother. It's terrible. The Raging Dolphin Maniac says, come on, nobody goes to concerts to watch a show. They go to get drunk and high, maybe hear a few songs they remember. Well, brother, you are, I don't know. I guess you expect everybody to be Jeff Spicoli at a concert. That's Raging Dolphin Maniac. You could not be more wrong, my brother. You could not be more wrong. Okay? I am a music fanatic. And I don't go. Listen, if you want to get high or drunk, you can just do that every day. You don't need to go to a concert for that. If that's the excuse that you need in order to get high or drunk, that's kind of crazy, man. So, no, it's not. And, by the way, I've never been a fan of getting wasted at a show. Never understood that in my life. Bill and I have talked about this for 40 years now. You don't remember anything after. I can tell you about the Rock Super Bowl in '82. I can tell you about things that happened at Motley Crue opening up for Ozzy. I can tell you about anything that happened in the 80s, and there were plenty of drugs in the 80s. But I never went wasted to a concert. I've never done that in my life. I've never gone wasted to a show.
I can remember Autograph opening up for 1984 tour.
Yeah.
And Van Halen opening with Atomic Punk and just being like, oh, my God, they're right, because we had 13th row. They're right there.
Yeah, man. I disagree with you, Raging Dolphin Maniac. You have a perception and you have a stereotype that I get it. You think like everybody at a concert is wasted, and there are a lot of people that are wasted at a concert, for sure. There's no doubt that you have your share of people, but I think most people, okay, I would go with most, are going there because they love whatever. They want to see Adele sing, and they're not there to, oh, yeah, Adele's doing great. No, I don't think so, man. I don't believe that at all. I go to a Judas Priest concert. It's because I want to hear the music, and I want to hear Rob Halford sing like I know he can sing.
Still, those pipes,
Still,
man.
exactly. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It's just one of those where No, I completely
It's like the
disagree
people
with you.
that go to the football game, man, and
Yeah,
get
they're-
totally plastered
Yes.
at tailgating.
Never done that either.
And
Never done that.
you know,
And there are
how
people.
was the game? The game must have been great. Yeah, it was.
Right. You forget everything. You don't know what happened 80% of the time.
You spend all that money
Right.
and all that effort to not remember crap.
Right. Right. Yeah. So and that's
You could have done that sitting on your couch at home. You
That's
know,
an exceptional point you bring up, because that spins it over to the Raging Dolphin Maniac, that there are the same concert guy that or woman that he stereotypes is the same person at a sporting event. They're just, either a drug addict, alcoholic, that they're just using that as another excuse to continue their abuse. That's all it is. But it's not because I'm going to enjoy. Nobody enjoys a concert wasted more. There's no way you enjoy it because you don't remember it. So why would you enjoy it? I can remember things from a concert a year ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and I can remember things that they did. The first time I saw Bryan Adams in the aforementioned Rock Super Bowl in 82, Bryan Adams was a nobody. Not way before, but a year or two before Cuts Like a Knife, which is the song that obviously made him a star, and then he had 400 hits after that. But he was just an opening act. That's all. Opening act, nobody knew him. But I remember, and to this day, I still don't know the name of the song. Never heard the song again. I've never even gone back to find it on CD. Okay? But there's a part in the song where he says, "Take me back." And I said, and he goes, "F you." And the place went crazy, the Orange Bowl. To this date, I still don't know the name of that Bryan Adams song. I've never heard it again. Only that day in the concert. But I remember that. If I'm wasted, I probably don't remember most of what went on that day. The food fight that we had on the field. The fact that we had, 13 people in my Camaro on the way to that concert. It was like a clown car because we were all junior high kids. So we're small. So a lot of people fit in it. Skinny and small.
You know what's a great one? Us convincing your dad's wife to let us use the undercover police car.
Oh, yes.
To
And
go
the
to
brakes went
Sunrise.
out.
Night Ranger opening up for Black
Sabbath.
Sabbath at Sunrise. And we get my license is legit. We all pile in and we make the turn to go into Sunrise.
Nice.
And the brakes go out on the car.
Dude, and I had to pull to the side so I don't hit a car. And I was hitting the emergency brake and everything, and it stopped. Remember, it stopped right under a sign.
No, well, thank God they had that crushed rock stuff on the side.
Yes.
Stopped the momentum of the car.
We remember that, and we weren't wasted. You know what I mean? It's just, you said the comment to the wrong person, dude. Because we are real music fans. So the last thing I want is to go wasted to a concert where I don't remember anything, or a sporting event.
And that was high school, bro.
Yeah, that was high school.
We were probably
in highly high.
Probably junior year.
Yeah,
not even seniors.
Yeah, no, definitely not seniors. Yeah, we were definitely either sophomores or juniors.
That's right, because our senior year we kind of changed and
Yeah.
started going to bars.
Yeah. More women. Yeah. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the show. Raging Dolphin fan says, I'm a huge music guy too that used to go to hear music, but I stopped going because of the drunk a-holes that made it no fun for me. I don't think you run into that much anymore, man. I don't know. I don't really deal with any of the drunk idiots anymore. I kind of, and I go to a lot of shows. So if I don't have that problem, you won't have that problem, man. You just, mind your own business. Go with your friends, your loved one, whatever, and you'll be fine, man. You'll be able to enjoy the show without it being an issue whatsoever. But long story short, don't go see David Lee Roth. Save yourself some money. Just go to YouTube, man. Okay? Go to YouTube and watch the old shows when he used to be able to sing, which I got to tell you, nowadays, if you got a big old beautiful TV at home with a surround sound and all that good stuff, you go to YouTube and you can catch some your favorite bands live, all kinds of years, and just...
Speaking of that exact topic, Van Halen has some of the coolest stuff on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Old.
1980,
79.
Yes.
Even some 76 stuff.
Yeah.
That, like...
I know.
If it would have been available to us, we would have been freaking out.
Yes. Yeah, all that stuff was on film back in those days, like, hey, what do we do with it? And that's all. And then finally YouTube came out and it's like, hey, I can place it there. And the rest is history now. And what I love is on YouTube now, a lot of these bands are getting their material and then 4King it. So they're cleaning it up even more and digitalizing it and all that beautiful stuff and fixing the colors and everything.
You know what's one I'm thinking
of? You're watching like Jimi Hendrix in the 60s and it looks impeccable and you're like, holy crap, dude, this is awesome.
Do you know what video I'm thinking of? The Doors.
Oh, with
you
all
see the Doors
and
one where it was all
Ed Sullivan.
And then they redid it and there's like people sitting on the speakers next to the drummer and stuff. I never knew that guy was there.
Yeah.
Because they cleaned up the film.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
like totally different from what we've seen for all these years.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they can do now.
How they clean it up now and make it look so good, man. So good. Do you guys, I don't know if I should get into this because I got a great story that happened in football. And it's one where I would have to say it's a story that it starts with a twist. It's a bad story. I wouldn't call it like bad, but it's kind of sad and twisted. But then it has a classy ending to it, which I really like. And I'll share that story with you guys to start off hour number 4 here on the program. If you want to get in, it's really simple. On the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. Don't forget that the show is proudly brought to you by Choice Mortgage Bank. Michael Kodsi and the great people at Choice Mortgage Bank, they know how to get it done, man. They've been doing it for a long time, 25 years. They've earned their AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. And, folks, we can still get you into a fixed mortgage rate under 3.5%. So call Michael Kodsi right now, 561-441-2730. State rates under 3.5%. Call Michael Kodsi right now, 561-441-2730.